Hello and welcome to the beginning of week 8. So of course these are the timestamps for the battles if you're interested above, and these will be the battles here. So before we get into the actual battles, this is just a quick look to see of what the current records are. So we see that Saint Snow and Guilty Kiss probably play up contender as well. The one-win teams not so much, but we'll have to see what that means in the future. But let's jump into the battles, and I'll comment more on this in the upcoming weeks when we know which teams probably won't make it into the playoffs. Welcome to the first battle of week 8. Here on the left we have Guilty Kiss, and on the right we have AZALEA. So of course Guilty Kiss is currently 5-1 while AZALEA is 2-4. With a victory, Guilty Kiss gets to really cement their chances of being the number 1 seed, as Saint Snow currently is at 6-1 here. While AZALEA with a win will be able to try to stay off in the playoff race, as they will move to 3 wins. Of course AZALEA has up to 4 more wins I believe they can get. So if they can move to 6-4, they can definitely stay in the playoff race here. So with that in mind, we'll have to see, as this game can be really important for two teams' playoff hopes here. Early on here, we currently have Dai, who's managed to stave off most of the damage so far. And we have Yoshiko dying first, followed by Kanan. So we currently are even in lives here despite 2 early deaths. And it looks like we have Rico, who is at really high percentages here, and Daya and Hanamaru are pretty high there as well. Mari got sent launching, but she does get to live. We got 2 big heads on 2 members of AZALEA here, but they were not finished off there. And we got a really big hit on Rico, as Dai was able to get a kill on her. And now that Guilty Kiss has lost 2 lives here, they are looking to see if they can try to get another life out of AZALEA here, as they got 2 members from AZALEA who have really high percentages here. But of course, Mari is definitely really high in percentage as well, which she does not get killed, as well as Hanamaru, who was able to stay alive here. And Kanan made a really foolish decision of falling really too far down and not able to recover, which puts AZALEA in a bad spot here. And it goes Daya. And Hanamaru at some point will probably die as well. There goes Mari, as goes down, who's having a pretty good game so far here. She currently has 3 kills. So now AZALEA is down to 5 lives here, while we have Guilty Kiss currently has 6 lives here. Yoshiko was for reason completely beneath the stage here, which obviously is never a good idea, as she was not able to recover from that. And there goes Kanan, who has to steal a life from Dai here. Now we have AZALEA currently only having 4 lives left here against his Guilty Kisses 5 here. Kanan is just not performing up to par here, as she already died a fair amount of times here. We have Daya finishing off Rico here to make it back to a 4-on-4 lives battle here. But unfortunately for AZALEA, they're definitely a bit behind, as their percentages are much higher here. And we do have Daya was able to cover back on stage here, but they're still building up damage and they're not responding very well to Guilty Kiss's punishment. And there goes Kanan, who cannot recover back on stage here and steals another life here, as she goes for 5 whole lives here. That puts AZALEA down to their final 2 lives now, as Daya gets finished off. And AZALEA is desperately trying to stay alive here. They managed to finish off another life of Guilty Kiss. Now it's a 3-on-2 here, but it's only a matter of time before Hanamaru falls down here, as she is at 125% here. If they can get a kill on Rico, maybe they can have a chance here, but they need a kill literally now. And they do not get it yet. And there goes Kanan, who just dies an incredible 5 times here. But Yoshiko is out. If Hanamaru needs a miracle here, as she has to fight 2-on-1 here. And she does not get the kill here, as Mari has an impressive performance here. So AZALEA moves to 2-5, and their dreams of getting the playoffs is pretty much squashed here, as the best they can get to 5-5. Maybe that's enough, but probably not. Guilty Kiss moves to 6-1, which is a very good record, and that ties for the best, which is Saint Snow here. A big game by Mari. 5-1 here. And that was enough to carried their team to victory. Yoshiko did not do so great, and Rico not the best. The real story here was Kana, who died 5 whole times. How do you do that? She manages to steal lives from her teammates who are doing okay, but all those lives lost was just devastating. Even though she got the most kills, Kana did not perform. So unfortunate for AZALEA. Looks like they will not make it into the playoffs, but it's still a possibility, I suppose. Welcome to the second battle. So of course we're gonna have on the left Ayase, and on the right we have BiBi. So let's just jump straight into this battle here. I might have pressed a bit early, my bad. But the teams are currently 4-2. Ayase is 4-2, and BiBi's 5-2. So both teams currently have 2 losses, and they are definitely both looking to try to get the 1 seed here. Of course, they need to beat the teams that currently only have 1 loss, but they are definitely still in contention here, and definitely looking to get a playoff spot here. So both teams are very good, and BiBi has been performing a lot better recently, while Ayase not so much. So we have Ellie, who died really early on here, as well as Erena, as we're on, I believe, Green Hill Zone. For Sonic stage, of course, this is a walk-off, so be careful when you're close to the ledge, as any big hit can finish you off, even at very low percentages here. So we go have Maki, who gets finished off here, which definitely puts Ayase at a bit of advantage here, as now that they only have lost 1 life versus BiBi's 2 lives here. Now we end up having Anju die, even up the lives here. 2 of Ayase members are really high percentages, while BiBi is definitely building up in that percentages here. So Nico is performing pretty well here, as she's already gotten 2 kills. And there goes Tsubasa, and there goes Erena, putting Ayase in a pretty bad spot here. But they do finish off Nico here. So they're looking to try to keep this game even, as it's 6 lives versus 5 lives here. Although Nico's definitely trying to punish the Ayase to the left, but it was not so successful there. There we have Ellie down. It's down to her final life, which is equal to Erena, and now Tsubasa's final life here. Maki now falls down to her final life as well. So we're back on 4 lives to 4 lives here, as Ayase is definitely trying to even it up here. You gotta be careful, as Ayase has definitely moved really close to the right ledge here, but they back off and do not get punished at this very moment yet. And there goes Nico with a monstrous hit there, finishing off Erena and trying, most likely securing up the victory here. But no, she decides to steal life, and now all of Ayase are on their final lives here, as we are now on a still on 3v3, but 4 lives on 3 lives here, as BiBi takes a pretty big advantage here. And now they finish off Tsubasa, now they finish off Anju. Now it's just Erena, 1 life on 4 lives, a 3-on-1. It's all over, as BiBi shall get their 6th victory, as they have been performing very well as of recently, while Ayase has been falling apart. Ayase will move to a 4-3 record here. And Nico gets the final kill here, with a very impressive 5 whole kills from Nico. So congratulations to BiBi, as they move to 6-2, while Ayase will move to 4-3. A very impressive performance by Nico as usual. She gets 5 kills and 1 death. The other 2 members performed pretty average, so that's definitely enough to have a very impressive victory. Ayase overall did not perform very well, as they're all a bit below average, which of course will lead them to a defeat. So for Ayase, the chances of getting a good spot has pretty much vanished, but if they at least do average from here on out, they should at least get a playoff spot, just not a good one. And BiBi is definitely trying to keep in contention for getting one of the buys, as they are now 6-2. Welcome to the 3rd battle of week 8. Here on the left we have Printup, and on the right we have Lily White. Both of these people are not really contending, so let's just jump into the battle. Both teams are currently 1-5. With a loss, they should really pretty much mathematically almost be eliminated, as if you go 1-6, the best record you can get is going to be 4-6, which definitely does not seem to be enough to get into the playoffs. So unfortunate for them. A loss here should seal their fate. With a win, I guess you can keep their dreams alive, as they could technically get 5-5, which could be enough. But assuming they can go undefeated for the rest of the year is pretty unreasonable here. But I guess they should, if they're equal in records, at least we can get a good fight here. So here we're on Shadow Moses Island, which will be the map for Solid Snake. The most fitting map for idols, obviously. Here, everyone's currently built up quite a bit of a percentage here. And no one has died yet, but it's only a matter of time as big hits are being sent all around here. So there we go, have Umi and Kotri both dying here. Now, soon, others should be soon to follow, as they are just barely surviving here. And there we go, we have Honoko, the next to fall down here, as Lily White takes a bit of advantage in terms of lives here, but Nozomi is really high percentages here, as well as Rin. And there we go, there goes Nozomi. And there goes Hanyo, as all of Printemps is lost to life here, while Rin is currently still alive, as she nearly avoided a death there, as she did not get the big hit on her. And there goes Rin, now she finally falls. Lives are back to even here, as everybody currently has 2 lives here. Lily White has a bit more of a percentage overall. Yeah, they do. And they're definitely now a bit behind here, especially if one of their people fall. And it goes Nozomi dying, and there goes Umi. So now Lily White is down to 4 lives here versus Printemps' 6 lives here, as Printemps has just done a much better job of dealing out damage to Lily White here. Lily White's just been kind of sent it flying non-stop and not able to do a whole lot here. And there goes Rin. Lily White are all down to their final lives here, but they get Kotri, so they only are behind 2 lives now. I guess it's not as bad, but they're still definitely in deep trouble here. Although the chances of going to playoffs are pretty much impossible at this point. I guess a loss doesn't get you anywhere, I suppose, because there's no point in tanking in this league. We're not about that kind of life. Rin gets a big hit here, but of course Lily White are down to their final 2 lives, and down to their final life with Rin. And she now needs to fight a 3-on-1 here. And there's 4 lives for all of Printemps here. The most Rin can hope is for killing Honoka, but she does not get it, as Rin just does nothing this whole fight. So, congratulations to Printemps, who moves to 2 and 5. Not sure what they're going to do with it, but they do move there. We had an okay performance by Nozomi, who gets 3 kills. When we get less good with 2, and Rin doing absolutely nothing. We had actually good performances by Hano and Honoka, who both get 4 kills here. So of course, congratulations to Honoka, who did pretty well with 4-1 here. As that's a pretty good, and of course the best performance in this battle here. So, unfortunate for Lily White, they moved to 1-6, which is the worst. Which is 6 losses in a row. Because I'm pretty sure Lily White won the first game. So that's unfortunate for Lily White, as they just can't get anything together here. But congratulations to Printemps, as they get their 2nd victory here. And I guess that's a moral victory or something. Maybe they can go on a run, get to 5 wins, but probably not. Welcome to the 4th battle, and this battle definitely has a lot of playoff indications. Here on the left we have Quartz, and on the right we have Asuna. So of course Quartz has 4 members and Asuna has 3, so we have double Shizuku's here. So Quartz is currently 3-3, while Asuna is 4-3. Whoever loses, of course, will have 4 losses here. With a win, Quartz can definitely stay in contention for the playoff spot, as getting 4-3 will definitely let them a better positioning here. With Asuna, of course, they are currently in the playoff position here, but getting another victory will really help them out here. And Setsuna dies really early here. And there goes Shizuku. And there goes Rina. Okay, so pretty bad performances by 2 members of Asuna early on here. I was just saying, as if Quartz gets a win here, they'll move to 4-3, which will definitely help their chances here. But with a loss, Asuna can definitely still stay in contention here. But of course, being 4-4 is not going to be very helpful, especially trying to secure a good seeding here. Of course, needs to win a little bit more than Asuna, but Asuna definitely would like to have a victory here to really secure their position here. So here, we have one of Shizuku's already down to her final life, as well as Rina's final life here. And Ayumu's final life here. Asuna, I guess, doesn't want to win here. So, what do we have here? We have 6 lives left, 5 lives. 6 lives left for Asuna here. And for Quartz, we have 9 lives left here. As Kanata and Emma both still have not lost a life yet here. So Asuna is definitely really struggling here, as they can't seem to get anything going here. And they're definitely just struggling just to get back on stage a lot here. There we go, Emma finally falls, but Kanata still holds on to her first life here. Rina dies, and she donates. Kanata will donate her life, and now Kanata's down to her final life, as Rina steals one of her lives. But this keeps it as 4-on-4 here. But first to get completely eliminated was Rina, despite Asuna really struggling here. So now the lives have actually evened out here, but I think Asuna is definitely next to lose her life here. And there goes Shizuku, and Shizuku will steal a life here to make sure this stays even, but now Setsuna's down to her final life at really high percentages here, so she will have to steal a life from the other Shizuku if she wants to keep this at a 4-on-4 here. Setsuna just barely stays alive here, and she's getting near 200% here. And there goes Emma. She dies and gets eliminated, and she steals a life from Kasumi. We have 4 lives on 5 lives here. Somehow Asuna is in the lead with lives here, and Setsuna would not have recovered, but she got saved, but she got killed again anyways. And then Setsuna steals a life from the Shizuku. Now Emma's been completely eliminated again here. Now Quartz is down to 3 lives here to Asuna's 4 lives here. And there goes Kasumi. And there goes one of the Shizuku. So we have 3 lives on 2 lives here. So 3-on-2 here. So of course that makes it very hard for Quartz to get back in this battle here. And Rina gets major hits here, as she is able to finish off Ayumu here. And now it's a 2-on-2 here, although Quartz is definitely really high behind in percentages here. And there we go, Shizuku is able to kill. Now we are down just to Rina here. Can Rina fight off a 1v2? Probably not here. In fact, she does not make the recovery. And that is a devastating loss for Quartz, as they really need this victory. The Quartz will move to 3-4. Well, Asuna gets to move to 5-3 and definitely stay in this playoff out and get a better seeding here. So unfortunate for Quartz, who looked like they had it in the bag early on. But unfortunate for them, they definitely fell apart here. One of the Shizuku's getting 6 whole kills and only 3 deaths, which is a pretty good performance here. And Rina also got 6 kills here, but she also died 5 times. Getting 5 whole deaths really does not help her case, although she still did pretty well, as she did manage to get 6 whole kills here. Of course, really one of the difference makers here was Kasumi, who absolutely did nothing and just died. So if you want to point fingers, that's probably where you point fingers for this loss here. So unfortunate for Quartz, they are now 3-4, and they're definitely pretty desperate to get any victories here if they want to try to get into a playoff spot here. And well, we have Asuna, who moves to 5-3, which definitely gets to stay in contention here. Welcome to the final battle of Week 8. So of course, Saint Snow is on their bye with 6-1. So here on the left we have Sanan, which is 1-5. And on the right we have DiverDiva, who currently has 3-4. So of course, Sanan is definitely one of those teams that probably will not make the playoffs, especially if they lose and move to 1-6, like Lily White. So I guess they can fight over last place if they do get a loss here. With a win, DiverDiva can move to 4-4, which definitely keeps them in the playoff race here. But if they lose, they'll fall to 3-5, which will put them behind Quartz, and which is very disadvantage for them. So I is the first to fall here, and definitely gives Sanan quite a huge advantage here, as very little of the members have taken that much damage here. So DiverDiva definitely quite behind here, as they're not being able to do a whole lot here, and especially fighting separated just makes it so that one of their members will just take a major beating here. I don't even know what the I and Kanan are doing. They're just chilling here, watching one Kanan just die slowly here, not trying to fight here. Here, if you don't know, the stage is from Diamond Pearl from Pokemon, with the Balkan Diaga showing on, I think, Spear Pillar. So now we have one of the Kanans finally dying here, as DiverDiva is just playing like garbage here. I don't even know what they're trying to accomplish here. Oh, that looks like a pretty good hit here on Chika here, and they finally get a kill on Sanan here. As Sanan will finally lose her first life here. And DiverDiva is down 2 lives here, and Wanakans will recover. I really don't know what DiverDiva is doing here. So DiverDiva is down 3 lives here, as every single member is currently lost a life here. Oh, they are able to get a nice kill off of Ruby after trying like 30 times whatever they're doing. Gotta make sure they can't recover. Chika's down to her final life, because I don't know, Chika tactics, just dying, I guess. And then we have Yo, who still has not died yet. So Ai's down to their final life. So DiverDiva is currently has 5 lives total to CYaRon's 6. But if they are able to finish off Yo here, they could make it more even here. And it looks like, nope. Yep, I figured one wouldn't make it. So one of the Kanans did not make it back on the stage, especially because they were really far out. It's just very unreasonable for them to get back on stage here. So DiverDiva is down to their 4 lives here. Well, Yo still has not died here. And of course, they're doing their 1v3 fights because that makes sense. And I think Yo should be able to recover from that, because she is a gunner here. Or at least, I don't know if she would, but she got hit, so she recovered anyways. And they still cannot finish off Yo here. Yo's got to about 200% here. Now, when all DiverDiva is on their last life here, and Yo is still alive here by some miracle. And Chika's down to her final life, but not very high percentages here. DiverDiva is slowly building up their percentages here, and they really enjoy this cave here. But you're not going to kill someone if you're just going to launch them straight up here. And I guess they finally killed Yo because she was at a high percentage, so I guess. And there goes Chika, who finally is the first to get completely eliminated, but she still is alive because they have lives to spare. So Ruby's down to her final life. But we have a 4 lives and 3 lives here. So DiverDiva is still definitely really far behind, as especially one of the Kanans is really high here. And one of the eyes is getting, well, the only eye is actually getting pretty high percentages here. But if they do get a kill on Ruby, they can try to even this out quickly, even though they're still really far behind here. Looks like Ruby should not be able to cover that. And she'll steal a life from Yo to make sure this is still a 3-on-3 here. But I and one of the Kanans are really high percentages here. They need to kill Yo very soon if they want to make sure they can stay in this battle here. Getting a nice kill or spike can definitely even this out here. There goes one of the eye, or the only eye. And one of, so it's just 2 Kanans versus all of CYaRon here. And the Kanan's staying alive by some miracles, as she only get launched into the ceiling here, which keeps her alive. But CYaRon all are still not that high percentage. Even Yo needs a bit more than just a strong hit to finish her off. So one of the Kanans is forced to fight a 2-on-1 here. And one of the Kanans is still alive at 203, about 300% here, over 300% here, as she only got launched straight up, so she gets to stay alive, trying to stay in the cave of life here. And she finally gets killed. Now it's a 1-on-3 here, as DiverDiva is pretty screwed here. Now I'm not sure what Yo is doing there, but I guess she wants to be nice and only make it a 2-on-1 or something like that. Kanan retaliates with a big hit here, but she still needs to 2v1 here, who also has a higher percentage than both of the members. Kanan's desperately trying to make some plays here, and she gets a few nice hits, and she's juking very well here, and still getting pretty good hits in, but it's still not enough to finish off the opponents here. And she gets thrown out, and she barely just lives, and she gets spiked here, and she will not claim victory for DiverDiva. So unfortunate for DiverDiva, as they fall. DiverDiva will move to 3-5, and your chances of getting into a play spot just becomes even harder with this loss. DiverDiva can still, of course, reach 5-5, which might be enough, but probably won't be. CYaRon will move to 2-5. At 2-5, they could technically end up getting playoffs, but probably not. So we had a pretty good performance by Chika, who gets 5 kills and only 3 deaths here. Of course, she did steal one of the lives of her allies, but she still got 5 kills, which was pretty good. DiverDiva overall did okay, bit of an underperformance from I and one of the Kanans. So unfortunate for them is that was not enough, as the other Kanan did not overperform in order to save him in this battle. So of course this was a crucial battle for DiverDiva and they do not get it. So I guess congrats to CYaRon as they move to 2 and 5, which I don't know, they could battle with Prince to see who's the better team. So this is the end of week 8. So of course we have week 9, 10, and 11. And elimination week if somehow there is a 3-way tie. So we'll have to see how that goes. But with that, we will have to see who will make it in. So let me know in the comments what you guys think and who you think is going to make the playoffs. Of course, we have some pretty good ideas of who is doing pretty well. We know that Guilty Kiss is doing pretty well. We know Saint Still is doing pretty well. BiBi's doing really well. We know these are probably safe picks for the playoffs. Others, I don't know. Probably still. We'll have to see. Asuna's done pretty well recently. And safe picks for not Lily White, really. So yeah. Let me know who you think is going to make the playoffs. And let me know what you think about these battles in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.